3, 2, 1, here we go. I'm going to make this video. I'm going to make this intro very attractive for you. Just have a look at what on earth this person is doing with the rook. Already, this crazy Grandmaster from Serbia, Predcape, is attacking the rook, swinging the rook over to attack the queen. It's already move 8, and this person is looking like a lunatic. Why am I putting this as the intro to this video? Because if we just go back a little bit, you guys are going to learn how to play the Caro-Kann defense from the black side. I'm going to present to you 2 games from the best chess team event in the world, the Olympiad 2024. This has taken place from Hungary, Budapest. Now, the first game will actually be from this side. 2 top players. We have Uzbekistan against Ukraine. Sindarov versus Ponomariov. You can see their ratings in the top corner. Then the second game, I'm going to present to you that absolutely crazy position, which it just looks like a total beginner would play. A total beginner. But here, all these players are top grandmasters. This is a high quality, high level opening video. Let's begin. E4, C6. The Caro-Kann defense is now black will strike in the center. Today, white actually gets the 2 knights out early. Oops, I can't draw an arrow. Get the 2 knights out, and then you're putting pressure in the center. Bishop G4. This is one of the best ways to play. I have a very high quality video, which I'll mention in the end. At the end, Ali Reza Firouzja plays this with black. You're pinning the knight to the queen. H3, you kick it away. We're going to take and play in a very solid way. So sensible to play in this fashion. Why am I saying this? Because this video is really for my chess students. This video is for anyone who wants to play a good long-term opening. And you're still watching, so this video is for you. You want to develop in the Caro-Kann with this solid pawn center. Bishop to E2. Notice the blue arrows. This just means a few other possibilities for white. Bishop E2 played. You see that capture with the green arrow? We're not going to play that. Because when this happens, really, you don't have your Caro-Kann center anymore. In my opinion, this is just absolutely terrible. This bishop can come out later. It is open. The position has opened up. This is no good. Let's go back 2 moves. Bishop C5. A fantastic option by Ponomariov from Ukraine. What's the point of this move? Well, white could have played d4 on the previous move, but is now not able to. Bishop c5, what's the point? The queen goes to g3, and now the bishop used to be on f8. We play bishop d4. It's such a clever maneuver. That's why I'm analyzing this game. Guess what? You are not the only one learning. I am learning. I'm teaching myself as well. Bishop d4. You see that blue arrow? If the knight was able to go back, then it would attack the bishop. Now, very useful move. White has the bishop pair. That means you want the position to open up. But here is a really cool opening tactical trap. You take this way, which looks like a really good capture towards the center. Knight b5, you lose. You hit the bishop, and there's no way to defend both. If you move the bishop back, then you just get checked. You lose the rook. If you move the other way to guard against that check, then you lose a pawn. The best move here is queen f6. Cool x-ray defending. The queens might come off, but then you're down a pawn. Hey, you might even be down 2. Probably not that. The knight might get trapped. Let's go back 5 moves or so. That's why in this position, capture happens and take away from the center. Knight d7. Bishop d1. What a funny looking move by Sindarov, a top player from Uzbekistan. What's the point of this move? So then the knight can actually retreat to attack this bishop. This is actually a really cool setup I've learned from studying a top player's games. The knight retreats to attack the bishop, so then it no longer defends because the queen wants to take it. Cool maneuver. Let's keep going. You see the 2 knights? It kind of looks like the 2 bishops. There's some symmetry. There's some echo of a setup between the 2 players. Knight e2, hit the bishop, it drops back, you hit the queen. Do not play a move like this, because then it's kind of a weak pawn. And the bishop sits very well. Let's go back 2 moves. Bishop hits the queen, it moves. d4. Why? Because if you play a normal move, then d4, hit the bishop, it goes back, and now c3. pawn to c3, the bishop can actually come to c2. So let's go back a few moves here. Queen f3, d4. You get space to stop your opponent playing that move. c3. If you take, I'm going to take back. You might even take the other way, but the point is this bishop is now beautiful. Black doesn't have that bishop, so you need to play moves to stop your opponent getting that really strong piece. Let's go back a few moves here. Okay, d4, right, knight c5, and now queen d6, rook on the open line. d3, what's the point? This bishop needs to come in the game. And now the knight retreats to e6, and here we go. This could be the first key moment of the game. Yeah, let's say it is. Here is a really fancy move. In the game, knight takes d4 is played, which is such a natural move, but queen b4 is so fancy I have to show you. So the first key moment of the game, you could say. So throughout this video, I'm going to save myself editing time. I think I'm just going to say 2 or 3 once we get to the key moments. Queen b4, what a move. We hit the rook. If you move the rook out the way, then you can take in the center, and then it's like there's less pressure. This was very important, as we will see very soon in the game. King f1 is possible there. Black played a normal move, take. Why? Because after take, you take with the knight. You can take with the knight, but if you do that, then queen g4 and we hit. So this is the this is the second key moment of the game. What a cool tactical moment. I just want to show you right now. If you castle, then the green and the blue arrows work out so well for white. If you castle, take. Beautiful tactic. Take, and then we have the two bishops leading to mate. Just want to show you an absolutely beautiful tactic which I've just seen. This is just crazy. So this is the third key moment of the game in terms of tactics. Check. Okay, so what, William? So what? Take. You are now losing. Correct? Wrong. Oh my goodness, tactics are so beautiful. Alright, I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. Can you see an absolutely brilliant move for white? I just can't believe this even works. I've just figured it out right now. What's the time now? Midnight. 32 minutes past midnight. My brain is still active. It is Wednesday the 25th of September. Can you see the move? You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The move is bishop h6. Chess can be so beautiful and so cruel at the same time. What is the purpose of this move? You are threatening checkmate, but also the rook hits the queen. There's no time for us to take because we get mated. And if you get rid of the bishop, then you lose the queen. And now white is winning. What a tactic. My goodness, chess can be too beautiful at times. Let's just go back a few moves here. So that's the third key moment I want to share with you. Alright, I need to hurry up. I am 8 minutes in. Right, let's hurry up. In this moment, take, and now the bishop comes out to b3. This is one option. You see, this bishop was absolutely brilliant in the game. It's just such a strong piece. I was wondering, why not this? Rook here. This is the 5th key moment. Queen moves, and now you get hit. It's like you're just wasting time. If you go here, bishop d4 is such a cool move. Then the two bishops, they just control so many squares, just a couple of bishops slicing the board. And if we go back one move here, then d4 is absolutely stunning. Hit first, can't take, because rook pins to the king. The queen moves, and then you take this way. And there's just too much pressure on here. So let's go back a few moves. I have to show you these tactics because they're so stunning, and really this video is kind of selfish. It's really a diary to myself, but it's also to you. If you're my chess student, this is for you. If you are someone who wants to play the Caro-Kann, this is also for you. And if you want to learn something about chess, you're still watching, this video is also for you. Let's go back a bit. Castle. Rook e4, hit the queen, it drops back, and now the pressure is too much. This pawn is so ugly, it is so weak. Queen e2. Putting pressure here. There's no time for this. Hit, because you hit this, and then hit. You can't take. You can't take because you lose the knight. So let's go back a few moves. Time is so important here. Take, queen e2, and then knight d5. Bishop d2, and rook to d8. You can play a slow defensive move, which is actually what is suggested. Just finding a way to defend. Why didn't he do this? Well, he could have. Here, there's just so much pressure. Okay, so much pressure. Hit. Back. Now the rook is a little bit offside. Maybe white can go f4, f5. That can be a nice tactic. Maybe black gets space. Maybe he didn't want this passive approach. That's why he did not go for it. Let's go back a few moves here. Bad move. Take. He didn't want to waste time defending the pawn. And now he goes here. Well, what's the difference? Take, take. And here. You're a pawn up, but this bishop isn't brilliant at the moment. What is Ponomariov with the black piece saying? This knight is brilliant, so maybe it's actually okay being down a pawn. Not today. Good move from Sindarov. You're up a pawn, so this is the 6th key moment. Up a pawn, trade, you're so close to winning. Take, take, queen f4. It's so weird to trade queens when you're down a pawn, but here we're going for a tactic. Take, take, hit the pawn. Then you cannot defend it. Hit both at the same time. So this is the 7th key moment. Hit both. Let's go back. That's why no queen trade is allowed. Queen e2. Now let's keep going a bit. A lot of maneuvering. Hit the pawn. Hit. Check. Showing a bit of control. Check. You see this a lot at the highest level. Just a few checks showing I'm in charge, and now not going to repeat. White is a pawn up, going to play a cool backward move to defend. Let's keep going. King f1, a6, king e2. So we have 3 against 2. So we are now, let's say the 8th key moment. We've reached this endgame, 3 against 2. If white is able to get the pawns rolling, then you are doing so well. Bishop e3, it comes back in the game. You do not trade. No way do you trade, because now you've just fixed the pawns. So that's why it's totally fine for white to bring this bishop into the game. Knight f6, hit the queen, it moves. Trade happens. I don't know if I love that trade. But you see, if you don't trade, if you go queen here, maybe there's some trade here anyway. So already white is definitely taking over. You're a pawn up anyway. Take, take. 3 still against 2. This is the dream situation in the pawn endgame. So point number 9. Get the minor pieces off, you win. It's just 3 against 2. Easy. Push your pawns. You've got an extra pawn, you win. King e6. Bishop back. Push. 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 King up. Now a trade happens. Now why is this given a dubious symbol here? Because take. It kind of looks like black's done a great job splitting up the pawns, but this is an absolutely brilliant move. So this is the 10th key moment. Bishop c3. That knight's trapped. Amazing. Stunning sequence of moves by white. Not too stunning. It's just get the bishop here so then the knight can't move. But really, this transition is good enough. Bishop to c3. So what does this mean? Now this bishop is on the side. g6. It can't come back in the game. That's the cool thing. If it can't come back, and if it does come back, then it just gets snapped off. f4, f5. Get another pawn rolling. We push our pawns. That's the dream situation. Get the pawn all the way to the end, defended by the bishop. Dream situation. King e6. Push. No moves. No point pushing, because it's 3 against 3. You don't have a majority, you're not going to get through. That knight is trapped. Every dark square covered. Beautiful. Control. Knight comes back in the game. Easy decision for white. You're going to take that off. Take, take. Now we simplify into a pawn endgame. The 11th key moment. You've learned 11 things so far in one game. I think that's a pretty good bargain. Pretty good deal. Push. Push. You go back. Push. King g5. Hit the pawn. If you go back, f5. Just want to show you a cool moment. It doesn't really matter, but it just looks beautiful. Total control. 5 pawns on the 4th rank. You're ready to strike. This is more of an aesthetic, really. Doesn't really matter. Here, just want you to push your pawn, get your pass pawn. There we go. This is known as a decoy, the 12th moment of this game. Push the pawn, the king is distracted, and then you will run after the others. So you will just, it is now black's move here. It's just a distraction, you see. If you go here, I'm just going to distract you. You don't have any moves. Push, there's your distraction. And now you're going to take or these pawns. Good. So we're 14 minutes in. This is actually a perfect moment to end the video, because if I keep going, then the video is actually way too long. So when I create the next one, which will be released very soon, that will be included, that will be in my video selection. So I'm going to go to my normal way to end the video. Here is the end screen. Now, this video was quite advanced. That's fine. Top left corner is how to play the Caro-Kann defense quickly. 1,000 views. Top left corner. Bottom left corner is my top video on this channel. 3,800 views. Top player, how does Alireza Firouzja play the Caro-Kann? That will appear very shortly. And then in the top right, yes, I've gone for a mega video. I'm going to change my mind. I'm actually going to make sure the game I promised at the start will be in the top right. I think that will be a better use of time, so I'm going to do that. So thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I hope you enjoyed this high level Caro-Kann video. I'll see you next time.